Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another beautiful day out here in Japan. Today's gonna be a great day because we're planting more tanks. I'm really excited about this, doing another crypt tank, Cryptocoryne tank. And before we do that, I want to take a look at the mini rice fish right here because they are just looking so good. So nice. And we can take a look at the grasshopper as well. So you can see the grasshopper is still right there and he's making more holes in his lily pads, so he's having the time of his life. But I wonder how big this guy will get. It's so cool how you've got this ceramic pond and the grasshopper comes here and is living in it with the fish. It's kind of crazy but kind of cool. Here we are in the fish room. The lights are still turned off because it's early in the morning and the lights come on at 2 in the afternoon. Let's take a quick look at the garden, the backyard. So you can see it's a complete jungle. There's weeds growing everywhere. I don't even know if we can do a pond this year. Maybe next year, maybe, I don't know, because I really want to do it right. If I'm gonna make a pond, I want to take my time with it, do it right the first time. So today, this is the tank that we're working on. In the last video, I filled it up with substrate and some soil. So today we're just gonna be planting it and filling it up with water. So these are the plants that I got. I really wished I had the plants in the pots because those just come in larger and it just looks better from the beginning. But with tissue culture, they come in really small and it takes some time to grow. But that's really alright, you just need some patience. So the plants that I got today, right here, this is Cryptocoryne Wendtii brown. And this right here is Cryptocoryne Wendtii green gecko. So this is a pretty cool one. I'm excited to use this. Let's go ahead and get this tank ready. I think I need an air conditioner in this room, or at least a fan, because it is really hot. You see that sweat? It's getting hot here. But I think I'm gonna go prepare the plants inside where I have some aircon. So I've got two different plants here. They come in two different types of solutions. I'm not so sure how to say it, but this one comes in a liquid solution down below. Not sure how well you can see that. And this one right here comes in a little jelly solution. It's the same brand, but I think they're starting to do more of them in this kind of liquid solution because it's just easier to prepare, and I prefer the liquid solution. Alright, so here you can see this is the Cryptocoryne Wendtii brown. Really excited to see how that grows. And then here is the Cryptocoryne Wendtii green gecko. And this one I'm even more excited about because it's supposed to have a pretty unique pattern and I've never seen it in real life before. So I'm really excited to see how these will look like when they get bigger. And also, you see all this jelly? It's really messy. If you ever have the chance to try one of these plants out, I definitely recommend you do. It is quite a nice jelly. Another reason why I don't like the jelly, even though it's nice to touch with, when you drop it, you make a mess. Dang it. Here we are back in the fish room. First thing I'm gonna do, as many of you already know from me setting these two tanks up and the one in the mini studio, the ADA aquascaped tank, I'm gonna fill water to the level of the substrate. And you don't have to do this, you just gotta do whichever way is easier for you, and this way, to me, feels easier. Check that out, planting is all done. Let's take a look from the top. You can see the Wendtii brown right there and the Cryptocoryne green gecko. And right here, just after a few weeks of growth, this is Cryptocoryne Wendtii Tropica, and it is looking really nice. Now, all we gotta do is fill this tank back up with water.
A few moments later.
It's been a good couple of days since I set this tank up, maybe 4 or 5 days I think. And you can see I might have put a bit too much soil, because if you compare it to these ones, the soil is slightly higher. But that's alright, because crypts like a lot of soil. They like good soil as well, because they get all the nutrients from their root systems. They'll create long root systems, and having good soil is good for them. But right now what I'm doing is, you see these stem plants right here, I'm separating them. These are actually Rotala SP Bangladesh, I think that's what they call it. And when you put them in water, you can't really tell right now, but I'll show you later, because I'm gonna be planting these in that tank. Maybe this? I think that tank, I'll be planting them in there. Quite an interesting story with this plant is, when I first got them, they look like this. I got them in tissue culture pots, and the store was gonna throw them away because they were like these. Tissue culture plants, after a couple of weeks or months, if left in those cups, they'll start to go bad, and these ones were about to go bad, so that's why the store couldn't sell them and they were gonna throw them out. So I was really lucky. They gave these to me in such horrible condition, but then I just decided to put them in some soil, and they became really nice like this. But of course it took quite a few months, I think 3 months, for this to grow like that. And no CO2, no fertilizers, just some light and some soil. Of course, if you had CO2 and good fertilizers, the plant would grow much faster. So if you're wondering how this became this, it's very simple. So this is what they came in, just like this, right? Very bad condition. And after a while, you would start getting new shoots coming off from the side of these bad ones, and then just take some time and these ones would start growing nicely. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you can actually see on this one right here, there's one small one starting to come out. So I'll probably let that one grow a little bit more. If you take a look here, come on, focus. Yeah, you can see that. So you see the long stem is in terrible condition, but then there's a little side shoot giving out some nice leaves, and you just gotta be patient with this. So I'm gonna try to replant these again and see if they'll give me newer shoots. That would be a fun experiment. The good stems, I'm going to plant them behind the Cryptocoryne Wendtii Brown. And there it is. I've planted a majority of them in the back, and then I've put a couple in the middle. And I don't plan on having them in this tank in the long run. I might move them over to this tank because I want the stems to be on the corner. It's kind of like OCD. I want crypts mixed with a few stems. Yeah, so I think I might have a little bit of OCD. I'm not sure, but so that's it. It's a really cute looking plant. I love the leaf structures on this. It's really nice. Hopefully they do well. They've been doing really well ever since I got them like this, so I'm really happy about that. I don't know when, but sometime in the future, maybe a year, maybe in 2 years, I do want to set up a Dutch style tank, maybe a 3-foot Dutch style tank, or maybe even 4-foot, I'm not sure, but maybe a Dutch style tank with a bunch of stem plants, like kind of collecting different stem plants and telling you about them. I think that would be a pretty fun idea. I'd be pretty interested in doing that. But for now, we're making a crypt garden right here. So we've got 2 crypts in this tank, Undulatus Red and Crypt Lucens. And you can see I did a water change today, so the tank is looking really good. And I also scrubbed the glass clean. In this tank, we've got Cryptocoryne Wendtii Green in the back and Cryptocoryne Tropica, which is doing so well. This is probably one of the best crypts. This crypt right here is probably doing the best in each one of these tanks. The Undulatus Red is also doing really well. But the Tropica looks so healthy. You can see those leaves are growing incredibly, really like it. In this tank that we set up today, well, a couple of days ago, we've got the Crypt Wendtii Brown in the back and the Crypt Green Gecko, which I'm really excited to see how this grows because I've never seen it in real life. And it should have some pretty unique patterns. Let's do a top view shot. Undulatus Red right there. And here, Cryptocoryne Lucens. You can see how much it's grown. I want it to grow taller though. In this tank here, in the back, we've got the crypt Wendtii green, still really small, still have a lot of growing to do. And then, as I said earlier, the crypt Tropica is looking incredible. And now in this tank, let's see the Wendtii brown. It's kind of hard to see this one because the water is still a little bit dirty from all the soil residue. But you can see it's looking pretty nice. The Wendtii brown, and then the Cryptocoryne green Gecko. Alright, I was about to go inside to take a look at the 60p planted aquarium, and I was taking a look at the mini pond, and this, oh my goodness, did you see that? The grasshopper is running away. The grasshopper was right on this little scoop thing, and I was wondering why he was on there. And then I took a look at the mini pond, and this was right there. Look at that, that's a praying mantis, and that is quite scary. That's why I guess the grasshopper was leaving. It was trying to go away, and if you just saw it bounced over, it hopped over somewhere in there, and I don't know if it'll ever come back if this guy's around. But yeah, take a look at how much the grasshopper has eaten though. So he had a good time here. Hopefully he'll come back. Now there's this prey mantis. That is scary. Now I just had another thought. This prey mantis right there could be trying to get at my rice fish. Because if you look at it, the grasshopper is gone, so it must be aiming, targeting the rice fish, because look, it's staring down hard into the water, probably waiting for a rice fish to come up. So I'm gonna just go and throw him out somewhere over there. Oh, there he is, on the tree. Well, let's just hope he doesn't come back. If he does, he has a whole jungle right here. So here we are inside. It's a little bit messy right now. Let's take a look at the Bucephalandra farm. The mini farm. It's looking quite nice. Growing slowly. I have seen some growth, so that's really good. Here's the planted aquarium. The 60 centimeter long by 30 centimeter by 36 centimeter. It's probably about 15 US gallons, and I'm really loving it. You can see the fish are doing amazing. The plants are also growing pretty well. The Nubius, I love the Nubius Nana Petite in here. There's willow moss growing on the rocks as well as on the driftwood. And Hygrophila pinnatophyta is like the main plant. You can see some of them are not doing as well, and that's because I trimmed them pretty heavily, because if you want them to grow dense and compact, you gotta keep trimming them and not allow them to grow so tall. And the lily pipes are looking good still. You can see really clear. There is some algae growth on them, so probably next week I will take them off and do a good cleaning. But overall the tank is looking really nice. Right here is a side view of the tank. I don't think I've shown this very much, but this is what it looks like from the side. And the fish usually stay in the front. Once in a while they'll go in the back and just explore. And yeah, this Cryptocoryne axelrodi right there. And a bunch of amano shrimp in here to help with the algae. I'm really looking forward to watching these plants grow and adding more plants to them as we go, as well as setting this tank up here. I wonder what plants are gonna go in there next. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like Squad, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you next time.